Hi, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. So if you haven't had a chance, make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about ditching the 9 to 5 and what it's like to actually be working and pursuing your own goals. So I'll begin by saying from personal experiences that making the transition isn't the easiest thing to do. Now, this is largely for a number of things, and a large part of this comes back to habit. So if you're someone who's very keen on doing things a certain way, or you have this ideology from your friends and your family, then it's going to make it harder to transition. I personally think that's like where the hard part of it comes, not necessarily from the people around you, but from your own mindset. So I can say since transitioning that the first couple of weeks were a little bit difficult. You do have to kind of transition towards making your own schedule, making your own plans, this sort of thing, as opposed to someone doing it for you or essentially doing the same thing over and over again. So it's something that definitely takes some time to do. But the advantages certainly outweigh the disadvantages because essentially when you work for yourself, you get to set your own schedule. You also get to pursue your own goals, which is another big key factor in me deciding to leave. Now, if you're someone who's in the same boat, what I would recommend to you is to make goals and do it slowly. So what I mean by that is when you're starting off, I think personally the best thing to do is to create a 3 month exit plan. Or even a 6 month exit plan, but to also know that if you do decide to leave, that you're in a good financial position. Because me myself, even like before I left, I already had about 6 to 8 months of savings for day-to-day expenses, so that really helped me. So now with my new ventures, I'm not strapped for cash, so to say. I can go in, do what I need to do, and not have to continually worry about these things. So I think it's definitely essential to secondly making sure you have a plan, having budget for this, because I think it's very silly to just up and leave your old job or even your part-time job for that sake if there's no structure in place. So moving forward, I think the next thing has to do with your passion. So um, when you're in a corporate structure, I find the biggest issue that I've found is that there's this whole ladder scheme of things where you're always trying to get to the next position in a higher position than you're currently at, and everyone's kind of in the same boat. So there's a less loyalty, so to say, because if you're both two people are chasing the same thing, then it's not really going to be as effective for you. So it's the loyalty kind of decreases, so to say, because there's one goal, which is at the end is to be in executive position, as opposed to when you're working for yourself. You are the executive. The control lies with you. So I personally think that it's best to lead your own path that way. Now, the common roadblock or misconceptions I hear is that you're gonna fail, you're gonna go broke, it's not gonna work out. What are you gonna do then? These are all misconceptions based on my experience, and a large part of it comes from fear, fear of not knowing, fear of even trying, fear of even your voice being heard because of what will people say, what will people think. At the end of the day, it comes down to you, and you and your vision and your goals. You can let fear run your life, and you can have all these negative thoughts. What if it doesn't work? What if it does work? But at the end of the day, it comes down to are you gonna let fear run your life, or are you gonna do what you said you or what you thought you're gonna do, or what you plan to do? And if it doesn't work, are you gonna readjust, or are you just gonna give up? That's ultimately what it comes down to, in my opinion. And everyone comes to this conclusion at certain points. So for me personally, it was a lot easier for me because I've always been an independent person. But for someone who's very new to entrepreneur living, or even just blazing your own trail, so to say, it's going to be very hard to come to these conclusions because there is a lot of fear and a lot of naysaying around you. So you really have to make sure you block out the noise, and really just go after and do what's right for you. because if you're always living based on what people are thinking or what people are saying, then you're a prisoner in your own life. You're not really pursuing your own goals. You're pursuing someone else's goals. So it's really important to be mindful of that, especially in a society that wants everyone to just conform to the status quo, to conform to what is perceived as right and normal. You as a person need to make up your own decisions about what is actually good and what's not good for you. With that being said, things to actually help with this transition, I've already listed a few before, but I think who you're around says a lot about where you're going and your path. Be selective with who you decide to work with, both online and in person. I find, especially in this day and age, with the pandemic and things going on, it's a lot easier to connect with people that you want to do what you want to do because you're essentially in the same boat, and there's more time now than there has been before, given that the economy has slowed down. So I see that as a plus. But generally speaking, I think that it's ultimately a good decision to transition rather sooner than later, because when it comes to pivoting, if you wait too long to pivot, opportunities that were once there, may not be there going forward. So I think that it's best to, even if you're unsure, to at least try, so at least get some sense of where you're going, or if what you had planned is going to work. Yeah, so that's pretty much the last point. The last thing I will leave you with, based on my experience, is that time is of the essence. Time is very, very short. Days go by very quickly. What you tried 3 months ago is just a memory now. What you did 2 years ago is a memory. What you did 10 years ago feels like 20 years ago. So the time, ultimately, it just comes down to time, and you can let your time go by and keep procrastinating, and let your opportunity fade away, or you can do something productive to actually help with this. So with that being said, I think that I hope this motivates you to actually go forward and do something productive. But when it comes to starting a new vision or a new career path, whether that's leaving the 9 to 5 or just your own pivot, it's certainly essential to make up your mind, get a plan, and do it quickly. But also at the same time, making sure you're not kind of backed into a corner when you do so. Yeah, drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Hopefully this has helped you. And yeah, look out for my next video. Take care, guys.